This one brings a smile to my face. So I had one of my service techs along on this one because it was an 86 inch. I wouldn't have needed it because the client said, "You just show up and I'll help you lift the TV when you need to." But I already had my service tech along, so I was like, that's all right. But thank you for the offer. But this one, I installed a power bridge here. A power bridge, if you haven't watched my other videos or haven't seen it in your research when you're thinking about buying a TV, it does what it says. It bridges the power, right? And so you put it, it's a kit. So there'll be an outlet here that gets put in, and then one down below, and then this one connects into this outlet here. That's how it works. And so it's a handy little system, best used when some other object like this is going to be covering up, the extension cord that would go from the outlet to the existing outlet to bridge the power. It's still fine if I mean, it's definitely fine if there's nothing to hide that. It still looks pretty clean, but it's especially best when there's something to hide it. If there isn't, it's better just to have me hardwire an outlet in so there's absolutely nothing showing down below. And so this guy was, yeah, produced music and he was just moving in. He does really well, and so he didn't care what anything cost. That doesn't change what I quote. I quote my prices are my prices. I don't care if you're super rich or super poor. I'm not gonna like, oh, this guy lives in a mansion in YZ. I bet I can get double the money out of that guy. I don't operate that way. I think it's sleazy. My parents didn't raise me like that. But he was just so cool about it. He's like, that doesn't matter to me, just get here and get it done. I get a lot of clients like that. My my funniest example, Cargill has an investment arm, and Cargill is one of the most valuable private companies in the entire world. And so I think last year's revenue was like 120 billion. I gotta know. I apologize. This will make the video longer. 154 they're up to. Oh, they were 160 in 2024. Well, hey, you learned a little fun fact. You can't fault me for that. You can use that, at dinner party, cocktail parties. You know, you'll have like financial stats in your pocket to pull out to look smart. But their investment arm, of course, they're doing some renovating, and then they're having me mount 85-inch Samsung frame TVs to several conference room walls, and then an entrance to one of the office spaces. And I mean, after I was done, it looked just amazing. But they already knew what the bill cost because when you book an appointment, I have the most transparent pricing possible. This is what it costs. Click here. Click here. Here's what it costs. Click here. Here's what it costs. Click here. Here's what it costs. If you need this done, this is what it costs. And so it tallies it in a little calculator that shows up on the booking section. So there's no, you know, I've I know other home service businesses, they'll always have these sneaky little upcharges that they don't tell you about until you see the bill, and then you feel awkward in person by bringing it up, so you'll pay it. That's what the strategy is. I just it rubs me the wrong way. Just show people the pricing. If they want to book with you, great. If they don't, don't. But don't sneak things on there like saying we only charge $60 amount to TV, and then suddenly you're like, they go, oh, well, this is 75-inch TV, and that's $200. This 60 that we put on our ad, that's for 43-inch TVs. I just find that just disgusting. But to each their own. And if you want to go through that route, I'm sure you've experienced it where you just like you didn't feel good about the experience after the fact because you feel like they fleeced you a little bit. So I do the exact opposite. You see my prices, if, and you either can afford it or not, and that's how it is. And I'm so busy that I feel like I'm so busy now because I've had that sort of mentality about treating people with respect. Show them the prices, they can make their decision. Don't try to weasel your way in and then, you know, give surprise charges at the end. And I think people are so short sighted because they'll try to get every last drop they can out of every person. But then that person's not going to recommend you. And so then where's your business in 5 years? Instead of it growing like mine has done, because people go, you got to call the mounting man, you got to call Marshall. He's super fun to be around. Look at how great a job he did. They're not going to get people essentially advertising for them because of how they operate. And so it's such a short sighted view anyway. But that's not even why I treat people well. It's just because it's how I was raised. But then there's business benefits from treating people well, and the opposite for treating people poorly. But yeah, I don't know why I got on that rant. Anyway, oh, I met his whole family. His whole family is there. They're just wonderful, and that's such a good part of the people I tend to attract is that they're just nice. They're fun to be around, fun to chat with. I get to learn about their businesses. Sometimes I pick up little tips about business and go, ooh, like Keith Miller. He owns Bubbly Paws. He's got them all around the cities, and now he's expanded nationwide. Now, he hired me. So it's a dog. You bring your dog in, and they shampoo it, shampoo the pup, blow dry, and the pups come out looking just fantastic and super happy after they're dried off. You know, but you know, pups are about getting wet. Unless it's on their own accord, they'll go dive through a mud puddle and they'll love it. But if you try to give them a bath, oh boy. And so that's probably how I was as a boy too. Go stomp through mud puddles, but absolutely be upset with my mom for trying to give me a bath to clean me off. But his business has grown so much. But I think it was the first or second time I was at one of his locations, which is also a great thing about treating people well. I mean, I've been to numerous of his locations now, and he keeps building new ones and keeps having me at the next one. I'm mounting obviously TVs, but then there's shelves and there's like leash racks and I mean display boards. Uh, I even have for him. I'll even assemble the dog crates. You know, I'll do anything. He's amazing, and so he'll never see this, but if he does, I find it's well. Anyway, he's amazing, and he gave me the idea to use Square as my payment processor. Now, I'd obviously known about Square. Who doesn't? But you see him at any coffee shop or whatever. The the little iPad terminal type of looking things that they'll spin around and go, okay, do you like to put a tip on there? That type of thing. And so that's what I use. That's what I've used since he told me. Because he's like, here's how you could, do your booking system through there. Here's how you'd set it up. He didn't walk me through it on the computer or anything because I didn't need that. He could just explain it to me, and I knew exactly that's exactly what I need. Keeps track of all my tax stuff. It's great. But treat people well, and they'll share useful information with you because people generally want to see people succeed. Unless they really don't like you, then they would prefer you. They're not going to tell you anything that'll help you succeed. But this one went long because I got on my rants.